Good morning, Gills fans. Welcome back to the next part of our Gills in the Blood Chats 2 series. As you can see, I'm joined today on the Skype by 2009 playoff winning centre-back Simon King. Been trying to track him down now for a good few months, Kingy, but finally managed to find an hour where we could both sit down together. It took a pandemic and some lockdowns to finally be able to
track me down.
But how you doing, mate? You good?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Yeah, it's difficult times at the minute for everyone.
Yeah, it's not fun, definitely.
No, that's it. I hope everyone's well, and that's it, mate. That's it. I hope everyone's staying safe and listening to the guidelines. And I'm out there on the road at the minute, mate. I'm obviously out working for a company, delivering, so pretty flat out, as you can imagine. A lot of food parcels, so
no, fair play. People like yourselves that are out on the front line at the moment. Just managing to keep us going as best as possible.
That's it, mate. That's it. It's nice. I feel like I'm doing my part as well. I know it's difficult times, and especially because I've got a young baby and missus and that. So, but it's nice. I can get out and try and help people out. A lot of people on my route are a little bit elderly and can't get out. So, delivering food parcels and seeing how happy they are, and it's good, and it feels like I'm doing my part as well. So,
no, that's excellent. I suppose it's just they get to see someone else from the outside world at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Inside looking at the same
exactly. That's right. Yeah, a few of them I've been delivering to for a few years, so I kind of know them quite well, and it's nice to have a quick chat and make sure they're all right and keep them well. And so yeah, it's tough, but you got to try and remain positive and get through this.
That's all we can do, isn't it? Yeah, I think I've spoken to a few of the sort of ex-Gills players over the last few weeks, and we've all said the same thing. It's just if we knew when it was ending, it'd be a lot better. We could almost look forward to a date, but it's the fact that we don't know when it's going to end, and it's making it more difficult for everyone.
Yeah, I find that. I feel like if we knew when it was going to kind of come to an end, you can kind of get your head around it and start to deal with it. But the fact of not knowing, it's always harder and more difficult, isn't it? So
exactly that, yeah. But we have to just crack on and hope that it passes sooner rather than later. But in the meantime, obviously these interviews have certainly helped me in terms of keeping the channel ticking over. So I appreciate you taking an hour or whatever it takes. And I know the fans are looking forward to this one, so we'll crack on with the questions then if you're ready.
Yeah, go for it, mate. Yeah.
Right, we'll go right back to the beginning. Obviously, I've sent you the questions in advance, so you said you've been doing a bit of research. You're the first one to say you've done some research, which is nice. The rest of them will just go off the cuff, so they've obviously got better memory than me.
It's like what I said to you, when I think back about my career, I don't want to miss when I do these things, and afterwards you sometimes think, I wish I'd have mentioned that. And so it's nice to kind of especially some of the key kind of memories, and you want to make sure you get them out there, and so fans might be interested in that kind of side of things. So I just don't want to miss anything out. And
no, it's good. So we'll go right back to the beginning then. So Oxford, briefly, right back in start of the millennium now, just to make us feel middle-aged.
Makes you feel old.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Crazy.
You was only there for a little while, I think, and you moved to Barnet, which I suppose is fair to say that's where your career really started to take off.
Yeah, that's right.
How much of that sort of non-league grounding did that really help you at the start of your career? Because I'd imagine sort of non-league standard back then probably wasn't quite what it is now.
No.
Being sort of 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, it was difficult because, like you said, I was only at Oxford for a little while, but I'd actually went through all the kind of the kids bit, the academies and the YTS. So I was there for a good 10 years in the end, especially that being my hometown. Yeah, so obviously when I left Oxford, I was heartbroken. I was a local kid growing up in the area. I wanted to try and make it there as a first team and establish myself there. And plus all my mates there, all good Oxford United fans, follow them home and away. So yeah, getting released from there was really tough. So going back to your question, I actually still had a year left on my professional contract at Oxford. Right. And to be told you're not wanted was really tough. It was a bit bitter pill to swallow kind of thing. I didn't know what to do really, but I think when looking back, it needed to be done. I needed to get out of there. I was kind of like playing reserve team football. I always remember my youth team coach saying, "You're going to be captain of reserves." He said, "That's not an achievement. That's because you're playing every week."
In the reserves,
I didn't want to do. Because I was a reserve team captain. You would think being captain's an achievement, but he said that's not an achievement. That's because you're playing week in, week out.
So they're almost telling you that you're not going to get in the first team.
Yeah, basically, So I just didn't really get a chance. I made my debut at the last ever game at the Manor. I don't know if you ever went to the Manor Ground back then. It was.
Didn't go to the Manor Ground. No, I went to the Kassam this season.
Oh, did you? Yeah. I made my debut at the.
It's just weird, isn't it? It just looks weird.
And yeah.
Plus we were crap for 90 minutes and got turned over 3-0. So.
Oh, was it? Yeah. Yeah, I think Oxford lost a bit of its soul when it left the Manor Ground. It was a proper old-fashioned stadium, big slope, lovely pitch. It was all standing, the terraces, so you had the atmosphere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I made my debut at the last ever game there, so I always look back, and that was
that about 2001, wasn't it?
I think it must have been, yeah. I think I was 17, 18.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, the things were looking good then. I thought I might have a chance, but then a few different managers come in and didn't really have faith in the youngsters. Although we did have a good team there. We had a few good players in our youth team. We had, I don't know if you remember Dean Whitehead. He went on to play in the Premiership. Sam Ricketts.
Yeah, I remember Dean White. Yeah, Sam Ricketts is back in League One now, isn't he?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Dean Whitehead played for Sunderland.
That's it. Yeah, Sunderland. Yeah, he was a good player. It's a shame we couldn't really keep that spine together and all progress through. But unfortunately, didn't get a chance. And like you said, moved on to Barnet. Took the plunge. Yeah, left with a year left on my contract. Also dropping out of the Football League, which was scary at the time.
In itself, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because when you're youngster, your goal is to make it into the Football League. That's always my goal. I wanted to play Football League football. To drop out into the conference was scary. I thought, because some players drop out, you never see them again. You never hear of them again. But,
well, also now the National League's pretty much, I think it's probably 70-80% full time, isn't it? Whereas
exactly, yeah.
Most,
but it wasn't.
If not all, we're all still just part time.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. A lot of them are part time. Like I said, I don't think the standard was nowhere near as it was.
It's basically League 3 now. It's the standard. I mean, you look at the clubs that are in there again, and you talk about players that drop out of the league and don't come back. There's clubs in there that shouldn't be in that division, like Wrexham have been in it for donkey's years, and Yeovilles, Chesterfields.
Exactly, yeah.
Notts County, really, plenty of good sides.
Yeah, it's crazy.
A massive side at that level.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, and I think a big part of the leaving Oxford was Martin Allen. I went and had a meeting with him. He was the manager at the time. He signed me, and he seen me play a few times in reserves, and I think he saw something in me, and he gave me that bit of confidence, and I just thought I need to do this for my football career. I need to get out of Oxford. I was kind of like in the comfort zone, going out with my mates at the weekends, just playing reserve, and it was all a bit too easy. I was never really pushing on. I was just standing still. So I needed that challenge in my life. I needed to get away from my friends and family not in a horrible way, just to have a fresh break, fresh start. It was hard leaving my family. I was really homesick first season.
Of course, yeah.
But I just needed to get away and start concentrating on myself, start concentrating on my football career and trying to establish myself. And hopefully
I suppose all the time there's a lot of distractions there, and I suppose, like you say, if you without making you sound big-headed or blowing smoke up your arse, if you know you're too good for a certain level, and then you just sort of coast through games and not put yourself, then you can probably get a bit stuck, I'd imagine. So that's
right. Yeah, exactly. I was stuck in a rut. I was stuck in a rut there, and I needed to move on, and I needed to challenge myself, and that's what happened. In the first year at Barnet, it was tough. We had some experienced players there. I was a youngster. I moved away. I didn't have any friends or family around me, so at the same time, moving away from them, it was also difficult, and found it very, because I wasn't driving at the time. But then I think you're going to go ask me about Grazioli later on. He was
mentioned, it's a bit of an
he was there when I first signed, and I wasn't on much money back then, and living in London was tough, and I was struggling, and just the type of bloke he was. He come around and bought me 3 bags of food shopping, just turned up on my doorstep, wasn't announced, wasn't planned, and just said, "Here you go, I know you're struggling a bit," and just 3 big bags. I think he'd been to Aston, just stocked my shelves. Right. Obviously, I was struggling a bit. So it's just little things like that. He was a top man, top player. But yeah, that first season was tough. It was under Martin, and he was, I don't know if you've come across Martin much in.
Well, obviously, we have dealings with him here at Gills. A decent enough 18 months, which ironically we'll speak about later on, because it was just unfortunately.
And I think he was good for me, but I was a little bit intimidated by him, because I was only a kid back then, and I think if I'd have come across him later in my career, I'd knew how to kind of handle his managerial style kind of thing. I think
quirky is probably the most polite word. Mad dog, isn't it? Bordering on lunacy at times, but he had a method and it worked 9 times out of 10.
Exactly. He's been very successful in his career, and he's had a great managerial career.
A different type of character to most people, but
that's
right. It works for him. But you spent 2 years, I think, in the National League, didn't you, between 2003 and 2005?
That's right.
You went up as champions.
Yeah. The first season was tough. I never really got settled. But the second season, the first season we made the playoffs. I don't know if you saw that looking back. We lost to Shrewsbury, believe it or not, on penalties in the playoffs. So that's the first. Second season was when we went up champions. So Paul Fairclough come in, the manager, completely different style to Martin Allen. And also the first season I was playing left back, and I never really enjoyed playing left back as I was getting older.
Did you find that was because I mean, I've never played at a standard anywhere near what you are.
Yeah.
That's it. But because you're left-footed naturally, and I am, they always go, we haven't got
stick him out the left. Yeah, exactly. Get him out of the way.
That's it, mate. Did you find that was the same almost with you? Because you look at like the top level now, even like Spurs still do it. They've got like a world-class centre half in Jan Vertonghen, and the left back's injured, we'll stick Jan Vertonghen out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Out of water, and you think, what are you doing? You're wasting one of the best centre halves in the game. Just the sort of, you've got a reserve left back on the bench, play him, surely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I think at Oxford I started playing more and more left back. Then quite a lot of time playing three centre halves. I was playing left of the three, so I didn't mind that as much. But when I went to Barnet,
so at least you've got protection either side. Still.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Barnet the first season I was playing a lot left back, and I wasn't really a natural fullback kind of thing. And as soon as Fairclough come in, he moved me to centre half, and I much preferred it there because I feel more involved in the game. And I was quite comfortable on the ball as a centre half. So, especially for Paul Fairclough's methods, he wanted the centre half to come out and play, which suited me to the ground really. And we had a couple of good centre midfielders. Nicky Bailey went on to have a good career. Dwayne Lee, Dean Sinclair, and as soon as we worked on it so much in training. As soon as I travelled out the ball, they knew to fill in, and I think that was part of our one of the ingredients into winning that conference because we were all pretty comfortable on the ball. We played good football, which the conference was quite often. I was
saying that probably weren't the norm in the conference.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so when we started playing football, teams couldn't live with us. I don't know if when you look back at some of the scores, we were beating teams comfortably, and we were going out.
I had a brief look through the result. I mean, in some games you're winning by multiple goals. It's not like 2-1s and 1-0s and stuff like that. You're basically not blowing teams away.
Yeah, and the good thing with football, once you get that momentum, you just go into the game thinking you're going to win. Nothing can beat you. I know a lot of top players say that, but even lower leagues, you do start feeling that mentality where that you're untouchable kind of thing. And I think we all started to believe that, and we went on, and I can't remember. I don't know if we won it by quite a few points in the end, but I know it seemed like we cruised through it, and we played some good football that year, which was, like you said, was unknown for the conference. So maybe that's why teams can live with us because they expect a battle, route one, but we also mixed it up a bit. So I don't know if you remember Liam Hatch, who was a striker for us. He was a big physical, big lump, like player you hate to play against. So at the same time, we could mix it up if we wanted to or needed to.
That's what you need to do, and like you say, you obviously play each team twice. So after the first game, they're going to think, hang about, Barnet can play. So we're going to have to mix it up and try and change how this is done next time. So
that's
then you have to adapt for the return fixtures and that type of thing. And even throughout the games, they're going to try and change the way they play, and to stop you from playing at your stream. So
that's right.
How good was that? Obviously, just describe that for you. I think you were 22 winning the league. I mean, I know it's only the national league, but when you're 22 and trying to get yourself into the football league, it's
of course,
put yourself in a shop window.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what I wanted to become a footballer and win things in your career. When you look back now, you remember for winning leagues, you're part of that. No one can take that away from you. Do you know what I mean? Barnet's history, we were part of that winning team. So, and being such a youngster as well, obviously 2 years before being rejected from your hometown club. So to go back up, winning the league was something special. And I look back now, it's all a bit blurry, but I can remember a few nights out afterwards and celebrating, and that's what it's all. That's what. Yeah.
Of course, you've done your job.
Exactly. Yeah, that's when you can enjoy yourself and enjoy that summer and look forward to getting back into the Football League. So.
And we've already mentioned him, that he done your shopping for you a little bit when you was a kid.
yeah.
But obviously, it's an iconic name, I think, from sort of the 90s and the turn of the millennium into the 2000s is Juliano Grazioli, of course. And you've mentioned obviously he helped you out and took you under his wing slightly. Just how good was he? Because I think he scored around 30 goals that season.
Yeah.
I think he had a good career at Peterborough as well, didn't he?
Yeah. I think his iconic goal was he scored against Newcastle, didn't he? I think that's what got him.
Stevenage, I think, in the late 90s.
Stevenage, that's it.
Name on the map,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he was just... I know people, when you say goal machine, that's the first thing. If you say who was one of the best strikers you played with or who was a goal machine, I'd say Grat straight away. Just clinical, I don't know if you see it with Gills. When you get a chance, certain players are going to score. We just knew he was going to score if he had a chance. But then equally, he scored a lot of goals in the box and that, but he did score some good goals as well. Yeah, he had all kind of finishes under his belt. But I was just thinking when you asked me that question, I think he helped develop me as a player as well because I remember training against him.
Just
playing against him. He had that Italian nature where he was very physical. He'd hold you, kind of pinch you a little bit, trip you up. Yeah, he was strong, and he was only a little fella, but he was so strong and backed into me all the time. I used to hate playing against him training, but I think that being such a young lad, that was part of my development as well, which helped me.
Moving forward, because you're going to come up against plenty of that type of centre forward.
Exactly, yeah. It kind of like adapted you to play against different type of strikers, because he was one who always back in, and it was hard, and then you'd have to try and be a little clever, not get too tight, so he'd roll you. So it was all part of the learning process for me playing against him.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but all in all, he was a good friend. Still stay in touch with him now. He's top man. Yeah.
No, it's good doing the research for these type of videos, because, like you say, you names pop up on like Wikipedia pages, and you think, "Oh, yeah, I remember him. He was like, yeah," and he's one, like I say, from like the 90s, like the and then and then suddenly you look at a bit more detail and you think, "Oh, yeah, he was a player."
Yeah, he was a good player. He scored a lot of goals.
Because there is a lot on the Premier League, which is quite nice.
yeah.
Which I enjoy. But what was the like jumping up, Kingy, into League Two? Because you did another 2 seasons in League Two before we get onto the Gills, and I think it was 18th and 14th. So in terms of consolidation, it probably weren't too bad.
Yeah,
from the outside looking, and obviously you can tell us more from a player's point of view being involved in that squad. But again, similarly to what we've asked you before, what was the jumping class like from National League then up into League Two? Was it similar, or was it a bigger jump sort of 15 years ago?
Yeah, when you mentioned this question, I thought when you said we finished 18th, I was surprised at that, because I thought when we had that momentum of winning the league, I thought we'd do a little bit better in League Two. So maybe I didn't notice it as much, but maybe it was harder. Maybe subconsciously don't realise, because obviously being a successful team in the conference and going up and finishing 18th in League Two, you think you'd do a little bit better. But I think back then, like you said, a lot of teams are still part-time in the conference. So going up to League Two,
That's probably a bigger adjustment than it would be.
Yeah, a lot fitter, a lot stronger, a lot more organised.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't think we struggled. We didn't do as well as we thought we did. But I think a few because we had such a small squad, it was one of them, you needed your starting 11 out to do well kind of thing. We didn't have the strength in that, because it's only a tiny team club. No disrespect about it. It is a small club. It's a well-run, small family club. So we didn't have the finance going by a lot of players in for the step up. But me personally, I can't really remember.
Did you lose players from that squad that would help you go up as well? Or?
I think we kept most of the squad.
Because obviously that's the downside to putting players in the shop.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I
think it was the year after, because I went, didn't I, 2 years after, and then I think Nicky Bailey got moved to Southend at the time, and there's a few other players. So I think, maybe when you start losing games where you've been so successful the season before, that's when kind of like cracks start to appear, and we didn't have that strong mentality like we did the season before. And we didn't do as well, and I think it was in the end, it was just a case of staying up in the league, and that's what we needed to do, establish ourselves in the Football League, and we managed to do that. And then, did you say we finished 14th the season after?
That's what I looked. It said so. You went up in 2005. So 5-6, you finished 18th, and then 6-7, 14th, which ended up being your final season with them.
Yeah. So I think me personally, I can't remember finding it harder. I think you do come across better strikers, better quality, but then at the same time, I think I was learning and progressing the player as well. So
better as players,
so I found it tough. Some games were really tough, but I think at the same time I was learning and progressing my career as well at the same time.
So let's move on to the main part.
Gills.
2007, the summer comes around, and I think they had to sell you, didn't they? Because you was entering the final year of your contract at Barnet, correct? So Gills paid about 200,000, I think it was for you.
Yeah, I think I don't know if you remember Andy Hessler come and play for Barnet, and I think he
did it right at the back end.
So I played. He was a machine. I couldn't believe it. He was
like 41, I think. At the time.
He's still ripped. Still had a six-pack. Bloody hell! But that just shows it just shows he was a proper professional. But he was top man, Hesse, and I think he had something to do with it. I think he recommended me to the chairman. But I don't really remember much about it, to be honest. In the summer, I just there was a lot of talks of clubs coming in for me, and I don't think I sorted out a contract at Barnet. Like you said, I was in my last year, so I think they needed to try and get some money for me, and didn't want me to. I wouldn't. So. But obviously, I don't go into the polo. I don't know what's going on a lot of times.
No. I'm not going to I don't do these interviews to try and find out stuff like that. It's to talk about football on the pitches.
Yeah. I didn't know much what was going on, and then before I knew it, I was going down to have a look around Gillingham Football Club. Really impressed. Obviously, the step up from Barnet to Gillingham, it was big stadium, big fan base. So it was a move I was looking forward to, and it didn't take much persuasion.
But I suppose Stimo, though, had bought in quite a few players that had, had a grounding in non-league as well. So I suppose in that sense, you probably thought, well, at least he's going to give me a chance.
Yeah, but it was Ronnie Jepson who signed me. It was Ronnie Jepson, gaffer, at the time.
Oh, of course, yeah. Sorry, yeah. Stimo came in halfway through the
afterwards,
season,
yeah. So, yeah, it's Ronnie Jepson. I didn't know much about Gillingham. Obviously, I think I played there a few times, but only at pre-season friendlies and that. So, it was all exciting times for me, especially to step up to League One, challenge myself again. I think there were some good teams in League One, weren't there, that season? It was a
yeah, there's a few that have come down. And probably there must be when Leeds were in that division. Did you play against Leeds in that division?
Yeah, because that's where we got relegated, didn't we, Leeds?
On the final day,
final game.
The chairman had fallen out with Ken Bates, hadn't he, earlier?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So there's a bit of friction, but yeah, that was a good move for me. Obviously, it didn't pan out that well that first season, get relegated, but
yeah, of course. That's my next question.
Yeah,
you must have been so frustrated having built yourself up from the National League to League Two to get a move to League One, and then you spend 9 months in there and you get relegated back into League Two again. Did you at any point think, what have I done here? Have I made the wrong move?
Yeah, well, look back, that season was just crazy because I felt going into pre-season, I didn't feel good. I didn't feel fresh. I didn't feel like fit as I should have been for a League One club. I don't know if that makes sense. So I don't know because I think if you look back at the squad back then, it was quite an aging squad. We had a lot of senior pros.
I think it must have been then. If it was the back end of the Jepson reign, it would have been then it all started breaking up, and then he left halfway through. Sorry, you corrected me then, and then Stimo came in halfway through.
That's it, yeah.
Didn't keep us up, and then he started getting in a few of the.
That's it,
got in the local Stevenage, didn't he? I think.
That's
Barry
right,
Fuller and John Nutter, Adam Miller.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because that first season was crazy at Gills. It was so much chopping and changing. Like obviously Stimo come in and he brought a lot of players leaving. So it was no wonder why we got relegated. I don't think we had the best of squads.
Simeon come in that January as well.
I think he did. Yeah. Simeon Jackson come in. We got rid of a lot.
One that couldn't help but stay up, unfortunately.
Yeah, got rid of a lot. Yeah. So it's just. I think it was always going to happen that season. It was just so much chopping and changing. We never had it settled.
Looking back now, do you think Stimo was almost saying to himself, we probably aren't going to stay up. Let's start trying to build for next season and have a right old go at maybe trying to come straight back up.
I think so, yeah.
A lot younger than, like you say, what was there at the time of you arriving.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it was always going to be tough for Stimo when he come in. I think he had to get the wage bill down. I think he had to get rid of a lot of players, and he brought a lot of players in, like you said, from non-league. But then I think there was a bit of a few people weren't too happy about the signings he was making, but I think picking players from non-league, I think they've got a point to prove. They want to play in Football League. So do you know what I mean? So they're going to come hungry. They're going to come enthusiastic and looking for the challenge. So, but yeah, that season was tough. It was. I think to be fair, I think we could have stayed up, but we never really got settled. We never really had an established team at the time. So yeah, it was always going to be hard for Stimo. And then obviously in the back of my mind, he was probably looking to build for the following season when obviously the promotion season, which.
Well, let's talk about that then, because that's a lot better than the relegation. I was having a look through the results that season, just like back on a couple of websites, and we kept 20 clean sheets in all competitions, including the final. But we also conceded at least twice in a game on over 12 times. Do you think
I did play them games today?
That must have had probably a bearing on the fact that we could have probably had a real gut automatic if we.
Oh no, yeah, well, you would have won the league
in the playoffs with a goal difference of only +3 was a little bit strange.
Yeah, I didn't know that until you told me. I was shocked at that.
Yeah, I remember. Had a look back and I was because you see teams in the top sort of 6 or 7, they got like +20, +30.
Yeah, exactly. I was a little bit shocked at that, especially when you said we kept 20 clean sheets that season as well. Which
that's all competitions. So that was including cup games and the Wembley final. But but then another 12 times at least we conceded 2 or more in a game. It was
that's crazy.
Weird statistic.
Yeah, that is crazy. I wonder if the second half of the season, I feel like we were a lot more solid. I don't know if I couldn't tell you for a fact, but I felt the second half of the season we were, a lot more solid. I think we kept a lot of clean sheets that second half of the season.
Right at the back end of the season, defensively.
Because we went on a good run, didn't we?
In the playoffs, we only conceded 1 against Rochdale, didn't we, I think?
That's right, that was at home, wasn't it? Yeah.
Obviously kept a clean sheet in the final. Remember a 0-0 at home to Bury end of the season. That was one of the worst games I've ever watched. That was.
Oh, was it?
I think we were in the playoffs. Bury had nothing to play for, and I think everyone was just thinking Bury wanted to go on holiday, and you boys were thinking, "Oh, an injury here."
Resting up, yeah.
The worst 90 minutes I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I've seen some rubbish down there in the last few seasons. I won't lie.
That was it. Yeah. Well, yeah. Going back to that season, I think a big key. I mentioned it. I've written it down for notes when I was thinking back. Was that summer? You normally have 6 weeks off in that summer period. We were training through the majority of that summer, every other day, which I've never done before. Which is pretty unheard of.
So throughout the summer of 2000.
Throughout the summer, yeah.
Away, pretty much.
I think Stimo said that when we got relegated away to Leeds in the dressing room, he said we'll be coming back fitter, stronger, and we're coming in over the summer. And at the time, we were like, oh no, we want to have a few weeks off and that. But no, we were literally, I think we had a few weeks off, and then it was every other day training, like fitness work. So
and it worked ultimately at the end of the day, didn't it? So
yeah, he set his stall out. He wanted us to be fit, strong. Yeah, and I think in even the gap in between the playoffs and the final, we were grafted, like proper grafted. I think most clubs would have just had a little relax, couple of weeks just to tick over because you're fit anyway. But no, we were working hard. And I think that showed because I watched the final the other day, actually, funnily enough. So I just wanted to just bring back some memories. And the way we controlled the game, especially first half, we were just comfortable, weren't we, in possession. And I think that was a testament
it was another funny day in the sense because Stimo never made a change, did he?
No.
It was odd. It was really odd. But obviously we'll get on to that in a little while. But yeah, it was a cracking afternoon, and obviously the late winner. But there's plenty of other players in that game that probably should have got more headlines. But Simeon, last minute winner, of course, he's going to get all the floor.
He didn't have many other chances, did he? But he took that well, to be fair. That goal was.
It's also, people tend to forget as well, that season we got dicked by Shrewsbury 7-1, didn't we?
I know, yeah.
7-0.
I know you forget that, don't you?
To then keep a clean sheet in the final was an incredible turnaround.
Yeah. Going back to that Shrewsbury game, I think that's the only game I've played in, and I thought every time they attacked, they were going to score.
It was going to go in, yeah.
Yeah, it was a horrible feeling for centre half, especially a defender. I don't think there's many games I've played like that. I just thought, I don't know if it was an extremely bad performance from us. It probably was, to be a bit of both, but I just felt every attack they looked like they were going to score, and I just thought, oh gee, when's this going to end? And I think that was a bit of a wake-up call at the same time. You got to try and take the positive. I think, did we go on quite a good run after that? I
think so. Yeah. That was quite early in the season, wasn't
it? First half. It was early, wasn't it? Because I think we were a bit hit and miss at the start of the season. Then
I'm trying to think who we bought in the summer, because we bought in, obviously, like I say, quite a few in January, didn't we? We got a few. Because I think Royce come in on loan, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Royce.
And we ended up signing him on a permanent, and he was brilliant throughout the promotion campaign.
Oh, he was quality. Yeah, he was probably.
He's back with us now, isn't he? As well.
He's what?
He's back at Gills now as goalkeeper.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
He come back in the summer. Yeah, he was.
I didn't know that.
15 years. He's back now as goalkeeping coach.
Oh, quality. Oh, several guys. If you see him, I haven't seen him for a little. I bumped into actually because he lives around this way.
Yeah. He's on Twitter.
Yeah, he was good. Very good keeper. I'd safely say he's probably one of the best keepers I played with.
Yeah, I think he's on Twitter.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
Somewhere. Yeah. I don't think he's been on there long.
Oh, okay.
Because there was a big laugh and a joke a few months ago because he got named on the bench at Oxford, ironically, this season.
Oh yeah, I did see about that. Yeah.
Joe Walsh got injured the day before in training. We had no backup, but he was named on the bench. He didn't. Enjoy it.
He can't still be playing.
He was fuming.
He was a big tin man when I was with him, and that was bloody 10 years ago. So let know what he's like now.
But he was quite happy because he got on the FIFA update. He's on FIFA 20.
Oh, did he? Can't be happy with that then. But
48 years of age. Can't complain about that.
Yeah, so that season was it's unbelievable, the memories and that. But just looking back, I think we had a good young squad then, didn't we? We had like Johnny Nutt left back, he was steady. Barry Full, obviously, Jim's legend now, and he's
at the age of 24, wasn't he? Yeah, and then obviously your centre back pairing was with Gary, Gary Richards,
yeah, big Gaz. We complemented each other quite well because he was.
I was just about to say. He was like probably the old school throwback. To go around whacking people.
Exactly. I'd always play against him. Like he would do all the heading and kicking and let him have a tussle with the striker. And so we complemented each other quite well.
Drop off 10 yards and stroll around.
Yeah. It worked quite well, and I enjoyed playing with Gaz because I wasn't the most vocal, but he always kept me on my toes and kept me alert in that. So we built up quite a good partnership in the end.
I think Barcham come in, didn't he, that season as well?
Yeah, Barch come in from Spurs, wasn't it? Yeah, Stuart Lewis,
Stuart Lewis, Josh Wright coming back in, didn't he, on loan?
Josh Wright, yeah, he was good for us, just sitting in that midfield.
Nicky South will come back for about his 37th spell with us.
yeah, he was still there, wasn't he?
Mark Bentley.
Yeah, Benno was there. Yeah,
good players.
Yeah, we had a good squad then, to be fair.
Who was the backup keeper? Was it Was it Alan Julian?
Alan Julian, yeah, Alan Julian.
Yeah.
He's still playing at Billericay, isn't he?
Yeah, he scored last season, didn't he?
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good score. When you look back now, you think, "Cool, yeah, it weren't bad to be fair."
Yeah.
Obviously, Simeon was the goal machine in that one.
Simeon Jackson, yeah, he was a bit same as Gratz. He didn't need many chances to score a goal, like natural finisher. And to be fair to Simeon, he always worked extra hard after training. I'll give him that. He was not necessarily didn't work as hard in games. Maybe he was a little bit, but then we didn't need him, so his job to score the goals. So that's what he did. But he'd always stay behind, practice his finishing, and it just shows he was a great finisher and scored a lot of goals for Gills.
Went all right to the Premier League as well, didn't he? Eventually, he didn't quite work out. So he got his move to the Premier League, and
he always had that.
We ended up getting Cody McDonald, so it worked out all right for us as well.
Yeah, he's done well for Gills, hasn't he?
Yeah, he was quite.
I see that.
Yeah, we spoke to Cody last January.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, when we was allowed out.
Yeah.
Over the phone.
Seems like ages ago, doesn't it?
He's at Ebbsfleet now, I think, or he might have been released because obviously they were having trouble.
Yeah,
he'd done ACL last season, unfortunately.
Yeah, I did see he had a bad injury. Yeah, I think he might have left Ebbsfleet now. I think mutual.
Most people didn't know. I think they was playing basically the kids because all the money dried up. But
yeah, I did see something about that. Yeah.
But in the middle of that, back to that promotion season, obviously there was a decent cup run as well in the FA Cup. And I've got to ask you before we start talking about the playoffs in more detail. Obviously, we got back to 1-0. Simeon scored a really good goal.
Yeah.
Ashley Young dived, didn't he, King?
Oh, it's a blatant dive, wasn't it?
Absolutely horrendous.
Didn't even touch him. I know, I always said that to this day. I've watched it back a few times. I didn't even touch him. He blatantly dived, but
was
it great. I was going to say, my mum and dad dug this out a couple of weeks after the Villa game, which I was gutted about. So I'd like to, this I don't know if you can see it. Tiny little shirt.
That's an old one, isn't it?
That's an old one, that, isn't it? Yeah, I think it was years ago when I used to wear that.
About
lived in
early
it.
90s, that about 92.
Yeah, I think it was like McGrath, then Steve Staunton, Daniel Atkinson. That's when I started supporting them. I wish I would have found that before the game, so I would have tried to get that signed. But
did you just say it was you that did? I thought it was Adam Miller that got penalised for the penalty. Was it you?
No, it wasn't me. No,
that was Adam Miller, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah.
You see him pull away, and then.
Oh, sorry, because I got booked in the game against Ashley Young, but that wasn't for the penalty.
No.
That's what you. No.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, that as well. You got booked. No, I mean for the penalty. It was on.
The penalty. Yeah. Was it Ashley Young got the penalty as well?
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Yeah, I remember him pulling out, but he didn't. He backed out. It come from a throw, didn't it? If I remember right.
Yeah, Adam Miller tries to run across him and then stops.
That's it. Yeah, I remember now.
Just chuck his leg into him and falls over.
Yeah, sorry, I thought you were about the incident when I got booked against him, but no, wasn't a penalty.
Oh, he probably died for that as well.
Yeah, I think he did. Renowned for that, isn't he? But yeah, that was good. That was to play against Villa, like my boyhood team.
They had a proper team, and all those that kept Brad Friedels that night.
Yeah,
Barry Milner.
Yeah, Milner was on my side. Yeah,
player in his own right when he weren't falling over. But
yeah.
Did they have
big? I think Marlon Airwood might have played because I think
was John Carew in the side as well. Or?
I don't think he played John Carew. Sorry, and I don't think that. What's it? Boglahorn? I can't never pronounce his name.
Rio Coker as well was there, I think.
Yeah.
Side, and he, I mean, to be fair, they didn't rotate, did they? They put out a strong side.
Yeah, he did put out a strong team. Yeah, because to be fair, I think we gave him a game. No, we didn't feel ourselves proud on the day.
I thought we were the better side at 1-0.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the penalty killed it because there weren't long left.
Yeah, another goal. Simeon Jackson scored a great goal, didn't he, that day? Hell of a goal.
Yeah, spun the centre half and gave Friedel no chance.
Just shame because it'd be nice to get a replay, even to go back. Like, to
of course, to play up there and also financially for the club, it would have helped out.
Yeah, so I managed to get a shirt that day, so I was happy. Obviously, we lost, I was gutted, but I got Petros in the end, so I was buzzing with that.
Of course, he was there as well.
Yeah, he played. Yeah, because I was a bit nervous going to ask him, so I've never really felt comfortable doing that. So, but I went and asked the kit man, and fair play to him. We went in the dressing room and managed to get me a shirt. It was Petros, so got that hanging up in there down the bottom in the bar.
So, the bar, nice, I like that.
Yeah.
Right, the playoffs then. Let's talk about them. What do you remember of it? Do you remember lots of it now, looking back? Like the Rochdale games, and then obviously more specifically the run up to Wembley. We have to talk about that.
Yeah.
What do you remember of the Rochdale games?
It's weird 'cause it seems like the bigger games I played in, the more I struggle to remember them. I don't know what. I don't know if it's the euphoria around it or if that makes sense. It's
first leg was up there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we knew. I think our game plan was just keep them quiet, stay solid. If we can nick a win.
Was it 1-1, I think?
It was
up there.
0-0, wasn't it?
Was it 0-0 or 1-0? And then we beat them at home 2-1.
Yeah. I can't remember if it was nil.
I think you're right. It was 0-0.
0-0, yeah.
Yeah,
So I knew
it was 0-0.
from our point of view, going up there, keeping a clean sheet was kind of half the job done for us. So.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't remember much about the first leg.
Clearly, I don't either.
No. I think, I remember much more about obviously the second leg, the one going through to Wembley. But I was talking to my miss about it this morning. I just remember because all the fans went on the pitch, didn't they?
Yeah. And
that was unbelievable. It was quite scary at the same time. Because you're kind of like getting tugged all over the place. You can't move because everyone's trying to get a bit of you, like. But
yeah, of course, yeah.
I remember that sticks out. But the actual game itself, because it was a big lad up front, wasn't it? I think it was Falk who played striker for them, and he was.
They had who scored their goal as well. Had a good career. Was it Chris Dagnall? I think he had a good career last year.
Yeah, something like scored a lot of goals. Yeah, I know they had a big lump, and I don't know. Every time I went out for header, he must have just done a little like back because every time I'd clash heads with him, and it was weird. I always remember that about that game. But yeah, because I remember a lot of my friends and family come to the game as well, which is always good when they're in the crowd. Like, I just remember the atmosphere because it was full. It was literally a full house, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've not had enough of that in recent. The West Ham one this season was quality.
But yeah, when that stadium,
we've missed
when that stadium gets going, that was rocket. I remember that atmosphere because I know people. It's always a bit of a cliche. Say it's about the 12th man and all that, the fans, but in games like that, it really does get you going. Like it gives you goosebumps. Like, and people say you don't hear it, but you can. You always on big games like that, and that was huge. And I just remember. I think we played quite well, didn't we? I think we were just getting kind of like.
I think we've always said that back into that season, we've become really solid defensively.
Yeah, I remember
we was always giving ourselves a chance, obviously with people like Simeon up front.
Yeah, and I think it's a shame really we were playing some good stuff then, and like you said, we were a lot more solid, and it was a pretty settled team back then. We didn't have too many changes, was there?
No, not really. Like I say, the back five was pretty much.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Harry, and then John and Barry either side. Simon.
Yeah, I think that does make a massive difference for me personally. When you start to get
probably only Josh Wright really that come in, wouldn't it, and changed it a little bit.
Yeah,
Josh Wright coming on loan, but aside from that, it was probably similar. I think who played in the middle a lot? Miller, Curtis Weston.
Adam Miller. Yeah, Curtis Weston. Yeah, so it does make a difference. I think when you start building up the partnerships and the relationships with your players around you, and you kind of like just you can work your game off them as well because you know kind of like their game inside out as well.
That's it. I think that always helps. Runs are going to make
exactly. So, but I just remember obviously once we've won and that the euphoria afterwards, like the celebrations in the dressing room and everyone going crazy. But they're the moments you live for in football. They're the moments you cherish, like because you want to be successful, you want to win things, and just the chance to play at Wembley was incredible.
I was going to say, it only been open a couple of years, hasn't it? The new one. Is that the only time you've played there, or?
Yeah, that's the only time. Yeah, but during the game, you don't think of that. You're so focused on the game itself. I don't think I thought about it once because you don't want that to be a distraction. You don't want to end up trying too hard and.
No, of course you don't want it to become an occasion, do you? You want it
to exactly. Just play your normal game, and I think that was kind of like the advice we were given from Stimo and the rest of the staff and that. So just play your normal game, we go through, and that's what we did.
What was it like in the build up to Wembley? Obviously, I suppose you have to go and do all of the suit fitting and that type of thing and all the media work, but did he try and keep it as normal as possible? Because you've already touched on it and said he was working.
Yeah,
it was no
time.
Oh yeah, it was like straight back in and.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I imagine a lot of fans would be quite surprised that we were literally running our nuts off in that period, and I think that showed because we were super fit that year, and so we had a fitness coach, Danny Ellis, come in all season, and we used to dread Tuesdays. Tuesdays were always hard because we had the Wednesdays off as a footballer, but
so Tuesday doubly hard on the Tuesday.
Yeah, so we'd do the football in the morning, and the afternoon would just no footballers, it'd just be grafting your nuts off. Yeah. So. But during that period, I think you got to try and stay grounded. You don't want to get too carried away in the hype. But obviously, in the back of your mind, you're buzzing. You can't wait for the day to come. Like you're like a little kid at Christmas. But we tried to keep it as normal as possible. Like the training regime was a little bit tougher. One thing that sticks out: we never got suits. A lot of clubs get suits for the game, but Stimo wanted to try and keep it as normal. It's an away game. No, we turned up in tracksuits. I don't know if you remember.
I was late to the game. I was on a coach, and the coach was in traffic, so I think we only got there about 15 minutes before kick-off. So by that time, you was all in training gear anyway. You're traditionally, most clubs going to Wembley.
Yeah,
of course, that's what made me ask.
You get the suit, don't you? Yeah, but because that sounds silly, but it's an away fixture. It's not our home ground, so we're going away. So every away game wear tracksuits. So little bits like that, little details. He wanted to try and keep it as normal as possible. So we had a new tracksuit. We had the badge, say, in Wembley 2009 and that. So
a little bit too
So in respect, it was quite clever. He was just trying to keep it normal, trying to get it's just another game, and not get too carried away with the hype. But obviously, as players, you've got to try and.
So what did you do? Did you go up there that day, or did you go up the night before and stay?
We actually trained at Arsenal the day before.
Right.
So they must have some links with Arsenal. We trained there, which was lovely, and then we went up there. Yeah, the day before, stayed in a hotel. When it looked at the ground, obviously had a little look around Wembley, and that's when the nerves start kicking in a bit, and then you think,
because it was all very new to everybody.
And then I don't feel I slept very well that night, but as expected.
Who did you room with that season?
I think I was rooming with Gary Richards most of the time.
So you literally weren't joined at the airport season?
Yeah, literally, yeah. We had a good, but yeah, that was a good thing that year. We had a good squad on and off the pitch, like we got on well. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I roomed with Gary Richards that night before. And then you just got to try and keep it normal, try and play your normal game, and try not to get carried away with the hype. And then just do what.
Do you remember much of the game, or?
Yeah, not really. It's only when I've watched it back and I remember.
The joke amongst Gills fans is always, have you let Grant Holt out your pocket?
yeah, I do see that people still tweet to me about that, but yeah, he was well, to be fair, he went on and had a great career, didn't he? So
yeah.
To look back and he managed to keep him quiet, which is always nice. It was always a challenge playing against him because he was physical, he had arms and legs, and he's a big old boy as well. He was strong, so I never really enjoyed playing against him.
And he's taking up wrestling. He's taking up wrestling in the last.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
What's that all about?
Yeah, it's mad, but yeah, did our jobs. We kept him quiet and kept a clean sheet, and that's what we need to do. And let the rest of the lads take care of the rest.
Well, I suppose, like we've already said, you knew if you could keep a clean sheet, you'd give yourselves a chance, because we had Simeon up the other end who didn't need many chances. It was a goal kick though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it should have been, shouldn't it? Yeah, it did come off against Barchi, wasn't it? He run down the left and they crossed it.
It hits the defender and it comes back, and as you watch the replay, it just clips Barch on the knee and
clips
flies
him on the knee. Yeah,
the guy's not going to be able to see it, and neither's the referee, but we'll take it.
Yeah. Take what you can in football, mate, can't you?
Of course, yeah. Especially, and there was no chance for them to come back either, was it?
No,
it was last minute or so, which was.
Yeah, that's it. I
remember I was behind that goal, and it went.
Yeah.
And I sort of run out the road where I was sitting. The next thing I knew, I was on some geezer's back. He must have weighed about 20 stone. So if he's watching, I'm sorry. And he had no shirt on. It was boiling hot. He was sweating, and I was basically riding him bareback down the stairs.
Was that? Quality. So from your point of view, when you speak to fans about it, what was kind of like your memory of it?
Well, like I say,
from a fan's point of view,
I was worried I was going to miss kick-off, because we got stuck in horrendous traffic on this coach trying to get to Wembley. So we sort of got there and had to run in. So we got there 15 minutes before kick-off, I think it was. So we got to run in, get a drink, grab a programme, and just literally go and find your seat.
Yeah.
And then,
obviously, do you remember much of the game? Or?
It was super tense. I mean, not loads and loads. Like I say, the thing that sticks out was you're thinking, Stimo's surely going to make a change. It's boiling hot. Wembley's massive compared to the Priestfield. But obviously you boys were super fit, which is what you've explained. And there's obviously the reason. Because it weren't like we had good options on the bench, didn't we? I think Nicky was on the bench. We had Albert Jarrett was on the bench.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Benno. Yeah, Adam Miller.
Benno was on the bench.
Yeah, that's one thing I didn't.
Because Miller dropped out, didn't he? Because obviously Josh Wright started that day.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so he tweaked it a bit.
I'm trying to think of the team. So it's Royce in goal. You back four was the same.
Yeah.
Josh Wright, Curtis Weston, Stuart Lewis.
Yeah, Josh Wright was sitting just in front, and then it was Stuart Lewis, Curtis Weston,
and then you had Barch and Dennis.
Barchi, Dennis Ollie, Simeon Jackson up front. Yeah. Which, if you on paper, that's a pretty good team. To be fair, a lot of legs in there, a lot of energy. So we knew if we did our job at the back, we got a chance of winning.
Yeah, chance. Yeah, I remember. I think Royce made a really good save at either 0-0 or just it must have been at 0-0. So I don't think there was anything after the game.
Yeah, because we didn't really create that much.
Far post, and I don't think the fella got picked up, and Royce managed to hold it as well. It was a decent stop.
Yeah,
but aside from that, I don't remember. There wasn't loads of chances in the game.
No, it was. Yeah, we controlled it in terms of possession, but we didn't create that much, did we? But I think that was maybe a bit of nerves, a bit of didn't want to give the ball away.
It's the games where you don't want to make it in front.
Exactly. Yeah. The weird games to playing because you don't want to. Do you know what I mean? That whole season's building up to that one game. So
that's it. It all goes if you get.
Yeah. So it was. But it was good. Yeah, I felt comfortable in it. But nothing I didn't mention was how hot it was. I was literally, I reckon.
I mean, it was hot sitting in the stands, so I can imagine it must be horrendous at pitch level.
Yeah, pitch level. Yeah, it was ridiculously hot. I was never that good in the heat. I don't know if it's my ginger skin or what, but yeah, I always struggled in this heat. But yeah, managed to get through it. But I know a lot of lads were cramping up on that towards the end, which I don't think it makes a difference how fit you are. I think in them conditions, you're given everything for 90 minutes. I'm just glad it didn't go to extra time. I think I'd have been on my hands and knees.
I think he might have actually made a change if it had gone to extra time.
Yeah. So,
but no, obviously, and then Simeon's goal, it was just huge, absolutely massive. I ended up riding some stranger down the stairs, and it was just bedlam. It was absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Were you behind the goal where it was scored?
Yeah, I was behind the goal where it was scored. I'm sure I was. Yeah. So sort of halfway up. Of course, but where we were, you couldn't tell straight away. There was almost like that second delay, wasn't there? Because I think it was Luke Daniels, keeper, got his hand to it.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Because
I go and headed it off the line, but has it gone in? And then you see Jackson run off, and then the referee points back to the centre circle, and then it was bedlam everywhere. Absolutely bedlam.
I can remember. Yeah, because I remember pausing because, like you said, he clawed it out, didn't he?
Yeah.
And no one was quite sure apart from Jackson. Simeon had already run off, so he obviously saw it gone behind line. But yeah, I remember looking just to make sure it gone in. But couldn't have scored at a better time, like, could we? That's the one thing I'm annoyed about that game. I missed a header just after that when they chucked everyone forward and it was a big goal kick and they nearly scored from it. I think that's what you might have been talking about. It went down the left and they crossed it and they missed a header at the back stick.
That might have been it, yeah.
With seconds to go. Yeah, I should have won the header just before that. I always kick myself about that. So I thought if they would ever scored that, I would never forgive myself like that. Luckily they didn't. So
they didn't. So
it's gone. Yeah, forget about that.
What were the celebrations like in King? Did you all go away together or?
What happened that year? I remember.
Or was it just a big drunken haze?
yeah. I think I was drunk for about 2 weeks after that. Because it was the bank holiday. Was it the bank holiday weekend? Wasn't it? Yeah, of course, yeah. I remember the dressing room. That was crazy. Just everyone spraying champagne and that, and then we got the coach back to Gillingham, the ground, the Priestfield, and then we had a big party in there. Fortunately, I managed to bring all my mates down, so they were all there, all my family. I think one thing I forgot to mention, that's a nightmare, them games, because you've got to sort your tickets out. Because we only got given free Club Wembley, so that went to my two best mates and my dad. Yeah. And then the rest of them, you have to try and sort the tickets out. I think I had about 50 people from back in Oxford, Whitney coming. So, yeah, sorting all that's a nightmare, because you don't really need that distraction, but then you want all your friends to be there.
Of course,
So, so went back to the Priestfield, and then it was just a big piss up for the next couple of days. I remember going back to Whitney the following day, and then I think we'd done the bus parade, didn't we? Was that on the Monday? The open top. I think that was
been a couple of days after. I'm trying to work out what day the playoff final was, because they're Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I can't remember what day it was. Yeah, it must have been that. It was definitely.
I think it's the Monday. I just remember, because I went back to Whitney, come back to Gillingham. I just remember hanging out my arse and doing this bus parade. I think I had sunglasses on for a couple of hours. I was struggling. Yeah. But yeah, I remember doing that. That was good. And obviously, a lot of fans come out to see us and just show their appreciation, which is always nice. And then obviously the fateful summer where it all went wrong for me then.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk about it, unfortunately, and you've seen the questions.
Yeah.
Firstly, though, I want to ask, was there any, because obviously you'd had a really good season personally and the team had got promoted, did you have any offers come in before you went back and we talk about the injury in a minute? Was there offers from other clubs for you that summer of 2009 or?
Yeah, that's another thing. As a footballer, you never really find out about these offers because they're normally between the clubs, and I think you only really find out if the clubs accepted it. So
you get told, we've accepted it.
So there was a lot of rumours flying about, but I never really heard of any concrete kind of offers coming in. I don't know. One day someone might tell me, but it's obviously I just probably my best season to date. I felt I was just coming into my prime, 26, 25, 26.
Something like that. It would have been,
Yeah, so as a centre half, I felt like I was playing probably the best football I've played in my career. But I think I just signed a new contract with Jim that summer, so it was all looking good. It was all going in the right direction. Just got promoted, and like you said before, and League One would have been some good teams in there then.
Yeah, and it'd have been good for you to go back in after being relegated the first season out of that.
Yeah.
And then go and test
Exactly,
yourself after with the benefit of a couple of years' experience. And
that's right, yeah. So I was really,
I suppose,
yeah, I was really looking forward to that, going back to League One. Unfortunately, ironically, it was a game I wasn't really supposed to be playing in, I don't think. I'm sure someone said that. So it was a pre-season friendly game against Bromley? Yeah. I think we just got back from our pre-season. We went away to, because with Gills, we went away every summer for a pre-season tour. I think we just got back, and I don't think I was supposed to be playing it, but I think we were a few players short. So yeah, it was just literally just got knocked off balance, and that was it. Landed awkwardly, done on my cartilage. And obviously, football being such a high-impact game, when you've got no cartilage in your ankle, it was just agony. I just never really recovered from it, unfortunately. But that's life.
Yeah, and I can straight away sense that the tone has changed in your voice. And
yeah.
Obviously, after the massive high of getting promoted, and
I think that's the hardest thing.
One again, and looking at it, I suppose straight away you're looking at thinking, we can go to this stadium and that stadium next season.
Yeah, well, you do. Yeah, you look through the fixture list, you see you've got on there.
One moment just takes it all away, and I think you only played 13 more times for us.
Is that all it was?
In about 3 years, unfortunately, and I mean, you tried a couple of times, didn't you? I think.
Yeah, I think
breaking down, and
I think I just knew. The thing is, because I'd never wanted to give up. I never wanted to accept that I couldn't do it, and that was the hardest thing, I think.
Of course.
So I always wanted to try and give myself the best chance, try and get back, but I just knew I just couldn't, because I couldn't train. I could never get to the fitness. I couldn't train through the week. So I was never going to be able to get back to the same play. And I think that's what I was always trying in the early days. I was always trying to get back to the Simon King pre-injury. And I should have just maybe let that go and try to adapt my game a little bit different.
To be a new Simon King,
To be a different kind of player, not
hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? Now looking back,
years
later, it's easier to sit here now and discuss it. But
that's right. Yeah, I think that Simon King before would be always going to be on the front foot, trying to make challenges, trying to have a good battle, winning headers. Whereas I might be a bit more conservative in my playing, a little bit, just less stressful on my ankles. But that's all, like you said, hindsight. But
there was one high when you briefly came back.
Yeah.
Talk us through that goal against Gills.
Do you know what? I'm so glad that happened, because, like you said, that was the only real high I had after. Yeah. Well, the first one to mention will be coming on for. I don't even remember when I first made my comeback.
Come on against, was it Rotherham?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think it was the centre half, Matty. I can't think of his name now. Matty Lawrence.
Yeah,
I think it was long short. Yeah, it was quite early on in the first half. So, yeah, there was two moments after my injury, which I'm so glad happened. It just gave me something to kind of hold on to. Was that coming on, the buzz and the kind of round of applause I got when I come on after all 16 months.
I suppose all the blood, the sweat, and the tears worthwhile. Because at the time you didn't know that you was going to break down again, and it was never going to happen. Unfortunately, you can't. At that time, you weren't thinking that, but
that's right. So there's that moment. Yeah, and then obviously the goal against Torquay when at the header. So that was crazy memory there. It was just nice. It was just nice to give something back as well, kind of thing. Because Jill stuck by me through that. I know, obviously, I had a contract and that, but I've been in the dark dungeons of the gym for the last however long it was, and it was just a bad time in my career, kind of thing. It was just. So I always thought, as soon as I get back out playing, I'll be all right. I'll get back to training. I'll get fit, and you kind of always hoping you're going to get back, but you never really do, and you never really kind of. It's hard to describe really, because especially I don't know if you like football, but it's something you love doing. It's taken away from you, and it's always hard to.
I'm 6.5 months after an ACL reconstruction, so I say.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I did mine. It'll be 2 years in August. That was a pre-season friend. That's only Sunday league. It's nothing, exciting. But it's like anything. It's levels, isn't it? So playing football, whether you're Sunday league plodder, or if you're in the Premier League, or if you're in League One or National League or Ryman League or whatever, that's what you love doing, and that's what you're used to doing on a Saturday or a Sunday.
Exactly.
Every week it gets taken away, and it's mine was. I had no one near me, and I knew straight away it was.
Yeah.
I literally played. I'm left-footed like you. Played the ball off my left foot, planted my right foot, and then as I put my left foot back down to go and receive the pass back, my stud stayed in a massive crack in the halfway line, and knee straightened, and all my body weight went right over the top of it. And I was walking around a pitch for about half hour afterwards. Had all my kids there were watching, and I was like, in my head, I'm going, I'll be able to walk it off, it'll be fine. And then there's another part of me right at the back going, this is really serious.
Yeah, that's similar to me. Like, yeah, you realise you want to try and carry on and get through it, but yeah, going back to that goal, that's one memory I'd never no one can take away from me. That feeling going to celebrate with the fans and that was something special. Like, so and yeah, probably that's my last kind of best memory I've got after.
Because you had a small loan spell. Didn't you go Plymouth for a little while?
Yeah, went down on loan. Yeah, that was good. I tried to get out there, and it was tough times with Plymouth at the time. I don't know if you remember, they had a lot of financial problems. So Peter Reid was manager. He was good as gold and managed to get a few games, but I was kind of like clinging on to it. Really, I was never really fit. I could never really get through games. It was just unbearable, and it just.
So at that point, you knew you was probably trying to mask it a little bit, but you knew in your head that this ain't working anymore.
Yeah, and then on worse to make matters worse, my other ankle started playing up. So yeah, it was literally both ankles in the end. So went on loan to Plymouth, played a few games. I've done all right. I wouldn't say I was nowhere near the player I was. And I think that's hard to accept as well. Yeah, I think that was tough because you always tried to get back to how you were. Went on loan and come back. I think I played a few games after that, didn't I? I think I had a little run in the team.
I think so.
Yeah, and unfortunately got released, which I knew was going to happen. So I knew I was never going to get another.
Well,
contract.
Ironically, it was you got released, and then it was the manager that came in and won the title the year after. Was the bloke that started it all for you? It was Martin Allen, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, he came in that summer, didn't he?
Yeah, he came in that summer.
Yeah. So I was kind of like didn't know what to do.
Got released, and I think Barry Fuller was released that year as well. I think.
Really?
I think it was the last couple from the that promotions side.
Yeah.
Barry had massive knee problems, hadn't he? I think. And
that's why he had quite a serious one.
He would play again, but I don't know how he does it.
No, fair play to him.
Joke, absolute joke. That bloke, an absolute machine as well.
Yeah, he is. He's always been like that. He's been a little warrior, a little machine. Great player. He's a really nice player.
Yeah, he's still been really good for us up until the season got cut. He was player of the year last season.
Yeah, was he?
Absolutely superb. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good player. Yeah, I was no hard feelings towards the Gills when they released me. I knew it was going to happen. I knew I couldn't really. I think I was actually close to calling it a day then. That summer. There's something inside me thought I still want to try and give it a go. I still want to. So I didn't know what to do either.
You were still at no age, was you? I'm not being funny.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If I was a little bit older, I think I would have come to terms with it a lot better. If I was
you still only sort of 29, 30, weren't you at the time?
Yeah, I think I would have been. Yeah, so and then I went back to Barnet that summer. Had a few sessions there, tried to get fit. And then out of the blue, Terry Butcher rang me up, and I thought it was a wind-up. He said, "Oh, do you fancy coming up to Inverness?" And I thought, it's a long way, but I'll give it a go. Because they're in the Scottish Premier then, so Premier League. So I thought I'd give it a go, and went out there and played played the first 4 games, I think, and then unfortunately that's when the other ankle went. I had another operation, and then after that I knew at the time. I knew that's what I kind of knew.
When they both start, you start thinking, I've got. Because I suppose you did have to start thinking about future things, like you say, you've got Littler now, and you don't want to be not being able to get about with kids and stuff like that.
Exactly. That's what I mean. I think that's something that sunk in when I think it was especially said, look, if you want to be able to walk later on in life,
you've got to stop.
It's time to stop. Yeah. So I'll give it a go, and I think I needed to do that because I think if I'd totally quit too early, I would have never forgiven myself. But I gave it a go, and that's when you know, like so.
Yeah, I think the hardest approach, really shut it off to say, I've done everything I can. If you talk too early, you might have thought, did I do everything I can?
Exactly.
At least if you did that, you can shut that chapter off and say, I did all I could, and
that's right. Yeah,
and that's what was meant to be. Unfortunately, I
didn't have no regrets. And I tell you, Terry Butcher was good as gold because he had similar problems with his knee. I think he had to retire a bit later on, and he gave me. I think he's coming up to the Christmas time. He said, "Look, go home, go and see your family, your friends." Take as much time as you need because this decision is going to be one of the hardest decisions you make.
Yeah.
So he was good, and they supported me, and they were, as a club, they were really good to me. Like when I retired. I'm thankful for him coming into my career at the right time, really, and especially from such a legend, like an iconic Terry Butcher with a blood-rounded bandage.
Yeah, that night in Sweden, I think it was.
Yeah, when people like that talk to you,
and he looked like the away at the end of the game, didn't it?
Yeah. So when people like that kind of talk to you, you kind of listen. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it was difficult. Like people say, oh, what ifs and if it happens for a reason, but I always say, it all happened for a reason and there's nothing you can do about it. But I think if I'm brutally honest, I've never really come to terms with it. So
I was going to say, my final question is there now looking back sort of 8 years on, is there any bitterness towards any of it? That why was it me? Why did it have to happen that way?
Yeah, I don't think I'm bitter. I was bitter for the first couple of years when I first retired. I fell out of love with it completely, but I'm not bitter now. I think I tell people I come to terms with it. I think if I'm brutally honest, I've never really come to terms with it. Just purely because I was just coming into my prime. I just had the season of my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously you do move on. What is it? How long ago is it now? 37 now. So you do move on, and my life's completely different now. I've got, like I said, got a baby, got a wife, got married.
Proper job.
But yeah, it's more stressful now, like that.
You don't miss them runs that Stimmer made you go on now so much.
Yeah. Look, I'm just going to take you outside quick. It's a washing machine. Is that all right?
Yeah, it's fine. No worries.
Just nip down here quick because the washing machine's getting really loud. But yeah, like you said, everything happens for a reason. I'll just go down the bottom. Can you still hear me all right?
Yeah, it's absolutely fine.
Sorry, mate, the washing machine was getting a bit
loud.
That's
fine, we're nearly done anyway. It's not a problem.
That's better. Yeah. I don't know if you see the old,
old shirt. Away, look at him.
Yeah. That's the Wembley shirt. So, sorry, mate. That's better. A bit quiet down. It's my little.
We're on to my last question anyway.
Okay.
There wasn't too much bitterness, which is great. I suppose that.
Yeah.
Again, you can leave that chapter behind and look back on the positives now, like you say, of that season, Wembley, the playoffs, the cup run. I've got to ask, and I know without making you want to try and sound big-headed, but how far in the game do you think you could have gone if you'd not got injured?
I don't know, because I've always been quite modest. I've never been one to blow my own trumpet. I think looking back at my career, I'm happy that I've managed to win the league, get the promotion, play against Villa, played at Old Trafford. So there's some of the highlights of my career, which no one can ever take away from you.
I noticed that's your picture on Twitter, isn't it? I think the Old Trafford shot.
Yeah. I found it the other day, that's it. So yeah, memories like that you're never going to forget. And I'm glad that I've managed to have. I think it's a fairly successful career. I'd like to play a lot more games. Obviously, I'd like to be in the game longer, but unfortunately, with the injury, that was cut short. But I don't know. I think as each step, because obviously I played Conference to League 2 to League 1, I always seem to cope quite comfortably.
I was thinking if we could rewind it and we had, say, that season you played in League 1 and we'd done all right.
Yeah.
We got relegated again, didn't we, unfortunately? We went back down again. Maybe if you made a difference, we'd stayed up. You could have, there might have been a move and some buts, of course. But
yeah. I think I don't like Championship. I think that would have been tough. But then it would have been a challenge, and I would like to think I might have done all right.
At least had a go at it,
at least had a go. Yeah. So you never know, and it's difficult to say, isn't it? But yeah, I think that promotion season with Gills, I was really coming into my prime then, and I think maybe that summer if I did go, say for example, I did go to a Championship club, you never know whether I would have coped or whether I'd have struggled. Really, I think I'd like to think I would have just about got away with Championship football. I don't think I'd ever made it to the Premier League. I think that's different level kind of thing when you see
the money, even like the money in the game. Well, it's getting that way in the Championship now, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah.
Ridiculous amounts of what people are being paid in. I mean, you look at
exactly. Yeah.
I've been trying to read a bit more at the moment, and I was reading an interview with who's the lad that plays at Wolves, Neves.
Yeah.
It's like he went to Wolves in the Championship 2 years ago for like 19 million, and you're thinking, 20 years ago, 15 million got you Aaron Shearer. Now you're paying 19 million for someone in the Championship. He's a good player, don't get me wrong, but it's the money in the game at that level is nothing ridiculous, to be quite honest. But
it is crazy.
Anyway, really enjoyed that, King. It's been really
good.
Thanks,
mate. Was that all right?
No, it's been superb listening back to, like I say, it's kept the channel ticking over all these chats.
Good.
Involved with, and I think the Gills fans are going to love listening to stories of Wembley and Grant Holt and corners that were goal kicks and
that I hope so, mate. No, I enjoyed doing it. I really appreciate it, mate. It's nice to. I always like reminiscing. It's always good to have a chat about the old days and that. So I still miss them. I still miss them to this day, but.
Of course, we all do. Like we said already, at whatever level you play, if it gets
exactly,
it's not fun at all. But you never thought, because I run a Sunday league team. I'm a manager.
Oh dear.
You never thought of it, or?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I think I will eventually. I think if I have a little, because we're going to start trying again for a baby. If I have a little boy, I'd like to try and get into football. If he gets into football now, I'd like to try and get some coaching capacity in there.
Definitely.
Yeah, you never know what's around the corner, do you, I suppose? But
that's the thing, yeah. These things happen. Like you say, summer 2009, you were thinking,
yeah,
yeah. Like you say, you don't know what's coming, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's crazy how your life could suddenly change, but it's all in the past now, man. You've got to enjoy the things I've got around me now. I've got a beautiful little girl and
exactly
got a wife, so yeah, it's all good, mate. It's all good.
Good man. Well, I'm glad you're looking after yourself and doing well.
Yeah, and you, mate. It's nice to chat to you.
Excellent stuff. Really been good. Right, Gills fans, you know where we are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Simon is on Twitter as well. You can find him on there and have a chat. Yeah, it's been a real pleasure, Kingy, listening to your stories about that 2009 season.
No problem at all, mate.
We'll be back soon with another Gills in the Blood Chats too. But until next time, from Simon King and from myself, up the Gills.
Cheers, mate. See you later.
No worries. Cheers, Kingy. Ta-da.
Take care, mate. Ta-da, mate. Thanks for that. Bye-bye.